All right, so first things first is our new contracts feature. So the contracts feature is going to allow you to send actual legal contracts to your customers and collect signature on those documents. So this is one of our custom SKU package features. So if you're in the custom SKU, you should have access to the contracts feature. So up in the top left under planning, you're going to see contracts. We're just going to click there. And then it's going to pull up a new page for us. You can start from a new contract up at the top right by doing one from scratch. You can upload one, or you can start from the House Pro template that our legal team crafted for you all to use. So I've already got one created here. So we're just going to click to open that one. And you'll see that this was actually created from that template. So I have the full contract laid out here. It's got all the different sections, term, termination, payment, expenses, all of those fun things. Now, whatever your actual contract looks like, you can fill in the blanks here, just copy, paste, add everything in, bold the areas that you need to bold, underline those really important things, as well as play with the alignment, bulleting, numbering, that sort of thing. Over on the left-hand side, there is a nice little overview feature. So that's going to give you the outline of the overall contract so that you can quickly jump to the sections that you need to jump to if you need to go back in and review or edit a specific section, like maybe how you work with change orders has changed. You need to quickly find that and then go through and make adjustments accordingly. The next thing that I want to show you is our smart text functionality. So you'll see I have a couple of different things here. I have some that are in gray and some that are in red. So I don't have a client added to this specific project yet. I need to add those details in. So that appears in red, but it already knows my company name. So it's filled that in for me. So that's why it appears in gray. Up at the top, you can add the client in there if you haven't done so already, or if you had started with a lead originally, all that information would be in once you converted it to a project and we're ready to send the contract. Now to add smart text, it's really easy. So like, let's say we want to add in the client name. We're going to go right here where it says client, up at smart text. I'm going to go down to client and then insert client full name. So my client's name is default client. So you'll see that's why it says that. But if your client was Joe Smith, it would show Joe Smith's name there. Now there's lots of options here. It could be the budget for the project, the address for the project, city, state, zip, really robust client details, whether it's their email, their phone number, their name, as well as details about your individual company, the dates, as well as financial documents. So you can get super granular, go back to the original estimate, bring in the due date, bring in the scheduled payments, or bring in the total payment amount. So that way you can really build this contract up to be exactly what you need it to be. And then down at the very bottom, you'll be able to add signatures. So it's going to have a spot for your company's signature, and it's also going to have a spot for your client's signature. Maybe you need to get two, you can add a second one, etc. Then below that, you're going to have the activity stream. So that's going to show you all the activity that's happened on this contract. So has your client opened it? Has it been sent to your client? You'll be able to track real time exactly what's going on with that specific contract, as well as up at the top, it's going to show you where it's at. Right now it's in draft. When it's sent, it will be moved to sent. If only one person has signed it, you'll see that, as well as when it's completely signed. Up at the top right, there's a few options here. So you can set up some automations. So if you want to set up some automated reminders for your client, or if you want to automatically send a thank you message after the contract is signed, you can do that from here in the automations menu. You can also download a copy or provide a link to the actual contract itself, and as well as preview the contract so you can review and see what it looks like before clicking send and sending that to your customer. You'll be able to set templates for this just like you're used to in other documents in House Pro. Maybe there's a specific message that you want to say every time you send a contract to a new customer. You can tailor that and save it as a template and use it over in the future. So makes it really great. Maybe you're using another signature platform, maybe a DocuSign or something like that. Now it's all available for you right inside House Pro, so you don't really have to have those two different software subscriptions. So we really like to be that all-in-one for you. And so this is a really exciting new feature for us. Any questions, Katie?
No questions yet.
Awesome. Next, we're going to move on to estimating. Estimating is obviously one of the power features in House Pro. Most everybody uses estimating. And so we've introduced some new ways to estimate. So one of the ways that we can now estimate is using AI. You may have used it before on the phone. It's been around on the mobile app for a while. You can use your voice to actually use a prompt and then have AI generate an estimate for you. Now we've brought that functionality onto the desktop. And so you can create a brand new estimate from AI, or you can actually update an existing estimate from AI. So a couple of different options there. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So up at the top right, we're going to create a brand new estimate using AI. So under new estimate, I'm going to go down to create with AI. It's going to pull up a new estimate for me, and I'm going to type in the parameters of my project. So this is going to be 1,000 square foot addition located in blank zip code. I definitely recommend adding the area. That's going to help it be more accurate based on your specific area. I want to make sure that we're using the zip system and high-end finishes, emerald paint, engineered wood flooring, all those details that I want it to consider. I'm going to tell it so that way it can produce an accurate estimate for me. Now I'm going to click Generate Items with AI, and it's going to go ahead and pull up the list of items that it suggests that we should use on our estimate here today. So it's doing some magic in the background, pulling data, looking at the zip code, looking at all the specifications that I brought together. And then you'll see it's created this estimate for me. It's given me an amount for architectural design for that new 1,000 square foot addition, for permitting, foundation, framing. It's specified that I want the zip system, roofing materials, roofing labor, windows and doors, all of the pieces and parts that we might want for this estimate. It's going to go ahead and recommend to me. So based off of this AI estimate, my zip code and the requirements that I listed out, it's estimating about $218,000 for this new addition that is very high-end finishes. So it's going to give you that dart. You know, you can always go through a formal bidding process, cross-check this, make sure that everything is pen perfect, but it's going to give you a really good dart if you need to throw a ballpark for a customer and say, if they're like, you know, I have no idea what this is going to cost, but maybe you don't have the capacity to spend a ton of time on an estimate, you can actually give them a really close dart by just using AI. Additionally, up at the top right, you'll see Automate AI now lives on that top right-hand navigation. So if you need to add specific things to this estimate, like let's say add a tiled swimming pool. We're going to add that in, generate items with AI, and it's going to, again, use that cost data that is available on the internet, and it's going to create some magic for us and give us new line items to add in. So it's gone ahead and said, okay, excavation, plumbing, electrical, construction, waterproofing, all of those fun details that we need to build that pool. We can check on or off things. Maybe we're not doing a deck, we're not doing a fence, and then add those items that I do want to my estimate. So now you've created a really comprehensive estimate, all powered by AI, which is really exciting. Any questions about AI estimates, Katie?
Yes, one question from Craig. Is AI using your items or the one that AI finds on its own?
It's going to be using AI created items. So it's not going to be pulling from your My Items library.
Got it. Thank you. That's it.
Totally. Okay. Next new exciting update. So when we redid our catalog, which I'm sure you've all noticed, we introduced brand catalogs. So the very first of the brand catalogs that we've introduced is the Home Depot catalog. So this is a really great new integration for us. You can actually pull in Home Depot items directly onto your estimate. If you have the Home Depot Pro account, you can use this Pro Extra settings link to actually link your Home Depot Pro Extra account. And that's just going to send you a text to verify, and then you'll automatically be linked to your preferred pricing from Home Depot. So you can actually navigate through the Home Depot catalog. Maybe there's a specific built-in dishwasher that you need to use for this project. You can actually click and add it to your estimate, all without ever having to clip the product information from their website. It's automatically going to be there for you. You'll see right here that it says live price. Not every item has preferred pricing, as I'm sure you know since you're Home Depot Pro, but you can just tap live price and it will show you the preferred trade pricing that you have access to as a Home Depot Pro member. If you don't see that live price, then there is not a discount on that item. But if you see this and you say, okay, let's use that, then you just hit plus and it's going to automatically add onto your estimate. So you'll see that item is automatically pulled in here. It has my SKU number. It has the cost. It has the actual pictures. It has 5 beautiful images. It has the product title, the description, and all the details that you would typically use our House Pro Clipper to pull in. It's automatically there for you with your Home Depot pricing. Now, the Home Depot pricing is updated daily. So you have access to the most up-to-date pricing as possible. There's also stock details and all of those fun details as well. If you're interested in learning more about the Home Depot integration too, we just did a webinar last week. So you should be able to find that on YouTube now if you're interested in kind of diving deep on the Home Depot catalog integration. The next thing that we added to our brand catalogs is the average price catalog. So you may have used in the past the catalog that we had built into House Pro. We heard lots of feedback about that catalog. It had some things that were great and it had some things that needed some improvement. So we decided to rebuild it on our own. So the average price catalog is really going to be very generic labor and material pricing. And again, that's going to be powered by AI for you. So there's a number of different categories here for things that you would probably regularly use on your estimate. And you can kind of use that as a placeholder pricing for you. So let's say, for example, for appliances for this project, I know that the customer is going to be a more high-end customer. So I want to be able to find the specific, maybe like it's a Thermador level house, right? I'm going to go right here. I see a 24-inch dishwasher. This is in our luxury bracket. You'll see we have standard, premium, and luxury since there's such a vast range of pricing between all of those. And then you're going to look and see low, medium, or high. What price point do I really think this is going to be in? Is it going to be $1,300? Is it going to be $2,300? Is it going to be $1,800? So I'm going to go for $2,300, and then I'm just going to add this bad boy onto my estimate, and it's going to go ahead and pull that in for me. Again, this is just a placeholder. This isn't a product with the SKU. You'll get to that later in selections, but it at least gives you a dart to fill in on your estimate, right? And again, there's different categories throughout this. So countertops, maybe you're wanting to add granite or marble or quartz. You can add all those details in, update the quantity if you have an estimated takeoff amount for countertops for the whole house, and really make that estimate much quicker for you. So that's that average price catalog. If you have feedback, if there's things that you want to add, definitely chat into us and let us know. We would love to continue to build out that functionality exactly how you guys want to see it. So super exciting stuff there. Any questions about those, Katie?
Yes, one question from David. He just wanted to confirm, does the AI estimate pricing only include direct costs?
Does the AI estimate pricing only include direct costs?
Yeah. Would it include like a markup or?
No. So you can actually add your own markup on top of it. So you'll see here, the swimming pool tile was something that it pulled for me. So it's just going to be the cost. And then you could add your own markup. So let's say my percentage markup is 15%. I can just go ahead and add that there. Or if you want to do it quickly up at the top, you can set a default value and say, hey, I always want 15% markup on everything I do. You can go ahead and add that in, and it's going to go ahead and calculate it for you. So that would be how I would handle that. It's just going to be cost, though, to start.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. It looks like that's all for now.
Okay. Awesome. The next piece that also has to do with the catalog is going to be the material and labor columns. So we had quite a few pros write in that they didn't like the way that we switched material and labor. We have some people who love it, some people who didn't. So you can actually now choose whether you want material and labor to be combined on one item, on one line, or if you want those separate columns like we used to have previously. So you'll see that this account that I have right here has them together on one line. So that's really going to serve the people who have those turnkey subcontractors that are paying material and labor together, because you can just say, okay, this is material and labor. This is my dollar amount for it. If you need to break down that dollar amount into material and labor, you can do that as well. Maybe you don't have the information. You can choose which one you want to assign it to. And then you can also use either product or service. So that's just going to give you a little bit more granularity when you're building those estimates. Now, if you don't like this format, you can also switch back to the previous format. So you're going to do that from going to settings and then going to business documents up at the top, and then accounting. And then you'll see right here, cost breakdown type options. If you prefer the old format where material and labor were in separate columns, you can always switch back to that. So you can either use that new one or use it the old way. no problem either way. It's really a personal preference thing. We're about 50-50 for us. Some pros like it the old way. Some pros really like it the new way. So no harm, no foul, right? Okay. Next thing is going to be favorites in the catalog. So when we rolled out the new catalog, favorites were not included. And so some of you already had favorites and you're missing them. And you said, hey, we really need our favorites back, which totally understandable, right? So we've actually incorporated that just recently this week. So if you hover over a product, you can click the 3 dots and mark something as your favorite. Maybe you use this cabinet style all the time. You can actually mark that as a favorite, as well as toggle on or off at the top which items, a list of all the items that are your favorites. So if you want to only see your favorite things that you use every time, you can do that very quickly up at the top. So again, that was something we had in the previous catalog that we just recently added back. So really exciting for contractors to have that functionality back. Okay. Next is going to be in our bidding section. So we're going to move over to bids. And so we heard your feedback that a lot of times your subcontractors are really set in their ways and they don't want to get on technology. Totally get it. I've completely worked with those kinds of people before. I completely understand. And so what we've done is allowed you to actually submit the bid on behalf of your subcontractor. So you can still create the form, create the organized process for you, choose your bidders. Maybe we're going to go ahead and send that to those 2 specific bidders, send that to those guys. And then maybe they're just not getting back to you. And you're like, okay, I really need them to give me a bid. And maybe you have a conversation with them. Maybe they send you an email. Maybe they send you a text, right? Any of those methods, no matter what, if you have that dollar amount and the right information, you can actually fill that in inside House Pro now on behalf of those bidders. So you're not going to have to wait on them to try and use the software. So it does make it super easy. Like, we don't require the bidders to create a House Pro profile. They can actually access the bid management platform on their own, but there are still those that are older, set in their ways, and they don't want to use the new software, right? So let me get this bad boy loaded. It looks like it's still sending. Okay, now it is sent. You can see right here, it's changed to sent. So let's say that Tim does not like to use technology. He does not want to submit a bid himself. I can just click these 3 dots right here and submit the bid for him. It's going to warn me, hey, you're creating a bid on behalf of this subcontractor. Are you sure you want to do that? If you say yes, all good, you can keep going. Now you can go through and say, okay, we talked about it. This is going to be $25,000. I'm going to hit the check mark, make sure everything looks good, and then I'm going to submit it for the bidder. You can send them an email notification just to let the bidder know, hey, I've submitted this bid on your behalf. Just wanted to let you know this is for my documentation purposes. Just wanted to keep you in the loop. And then once you hit submit, it's going to go ahead and have that dollar amount filled in for you. And it's also going to tell you, hey, you're the one that submitted this bid. The plumber didn't actually get on here and do it himself, right? So all the details are tracked for you. So that way you stay super up to date on what happened, when, where, and why, right? Okay. So that's that for the bidding. Any questions, Katie?
No questions.
Okay. Next is going to be pinning projects. So if you look over on the left-hand side, I'm going to click the projects page. And we recently introduced the ability to pin projects. So what that means is you see this little thumbtack icon here. I'm just going to hit pin project. Now it's going to have that project up at the top for me. So that way I have quick access to my projects. You know, when your list gets really long, it can be hard to find the project that you need, but you can actually now go through and pin the projects that are relevant to you up at the top. When you don't need them anymore, you can unpin those projects as well. Cool. Any questions, Katie?
No. Feel free to add any questions. We're happy to answer them.
Definitely. I'm going to go ahead and walk you guys through the new Zapier integration too. So Zapier is going to be, it's a way for you to connect other apps with House Pro. So for right now, what we've introduced is the ability to connect other apps to House Pro for leads specifically. So Zapier is kind of like an if this, then that. So if X happens, then I want Y to happen for me in House Pro, right? So it's going to be really about automation. It's making your processes quicker for you. It's automating the workflow for you. So that way you're not manually having to do stuff. So as it pertains to leads, you know, maybe you receive a lead on your Squarespace website. and you want it to automatically come into House Pro, you can do that now with the Zapier integration. So over on the left-hand side, that's where all of the integration connections live under settings. So we're just going to go down to Zapier. It's going to give you a quick overview of what things you can do. Basically, you're going to select a trigger, which is that if, then you're also going to define the action. Then what action do you want to take place? So the trigger is the if, and then the action is the then do this part of the equation. So it's really easy to set up your Zapier account. So first, you're just going to go through and figure out what you want it to do. So you can say, okay, maybe you have a Google form linked into your website and a new lead responds to a Google form. So you want those submissions to automatically be a new lead in House Pro. You can set that up. Or maybe it's a Google Sheet. There's a sheet where you're tracking and you want every time you add a new row to that Google Sheet to automatically create a new lead. You can do that. If it's HubSpot or Squarespace, same thing. So I'm going to choose Google Sheet, and you're just going to hit use this workflow. Now you're going to see a new page. This is a Zapier page. So you'll see there's lots of stuff. It can be a little overwhelming, but this little guy here is just Zapier's built-in AI. So if it's too much for you, you can just minimize it. You don't have to look at that. This right-hand panel is what really counts for you. This is where you're configuring your actual integration. So I'm going to rename this, and I'm going to say new leads form, right? I'm going to name this specific Zap. And then you'll see the 3 different steps down at the bottom. We're going to walk through a couple of them here today. So setup is the first one. So it's already chosen. You know, the app that we're working with is Google Sheets. What is the trigger event? So if what happens, then I need to take action, right? So the if is if there's a new spreadsheet row created, okay? Below that, you're going to need to connect your Google account. So I've already got my Google account connected here. But if you need to, you can change it right here, or you can reconnect it right here down at the bottom. I'm going to hit continue. And next you'll see that we've moved into the configuration phase. So now you're going to choose the actual spreadsheet that you want to work off of. So I have a spreadsheet called Zapier Leads. That's the one that I want to work with. And you'll see up here, I have that Zapier Leads spreadsheet pulled up. I've got different columns. I've got names, contact info, etc. So in this actual Zapier flow, I am going to choose that spreadsheet, and then I'm going to choose the worksheet. You probably noticed I have 2 separate sheets. So that's going to be triggered by these 2 separate sheets down here. Whatever you have them named in Google is what they'll be named on here. And then we're just going to choose that sheet. From there, you just hit continue. And then it's going to actually do a test for you. And it's going to find any recent rows that were added to your spreadsheet. So it's gone ahead and found most recent records. It sees this specific one. I'm going to continue with it. And then it's going to ask you to make sure that you connect your House Pro account. You'll see that mine is expired. I haven't logged into it with this one, but as long as your account is connected, it's just going to allow you to map the fields on this specific spreadsheet to the fields inside House Pro. And then from there, it creates your new leads for you automatically, and you don't really have to do anything going forward. It's all set up for you. If you ever need to go back and look at that specific Zap, you can just go into Zapier and see. So if you're having problems, maybe you'll be able to see, oh, this one's not published. So you can kind of get really granular and figure out what's going on there. Or you can actually delete the Zap if that's one that you don't need to use anymore. So this functionality you can totally use with the free version of Zapier. Maybe you already have a paid version of Zapier. You can also use that as well, but you should be able to get by with the free version of Zapier just fine. And so that allows you to kind of connect the dots of different software programs. So Zapier is really the middleman between your other softwares and House Pro. And I just want to call out, it's only going to allow you to bring information into House Pro. We do not yet have the functionality to take information from House Pro out, just so that we're super clear. Any questions, Katie?
Yes, one question from Brianna. Can you tie into Google Forms through Zapier for a new lead inquiry?
Yes, absolutely. So that is exactly the point. So right here, so Google Forms is one of the options. So you can just use this workflow, and then you can choose a form response. So you'll see it's just like what we just looked at. It's just a form response instead of sheets. So totally. And there's a lot of different softwares out there. You can see that there's thousands of apps that you can connect through. So like Squarespace is just one of them. HubSpot is one of them. But there's tons and tons of options out there for you. So
Great.
really great stuff there.
And
Okay.
then we've gotten a few questions. Zapier is for our custom plan. So if you don't see it in your software and you're interested, you could reach out to our support team to find out more about the custom plan.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, and then I have just one more, but I'm actually going to stop sharing for that one and show you guys a quick video. Okay, so let's see. I just filmed this morning on a job site, so forgive me. This is going to be our new job site documentation functionality. So if you've used Company Cam, or maybe you still do, we actually introduced new functionality for your daily logs, so you can do very much similar stuff right from inside House Pro. So I'm going to play this video for you guys. Okay. Creating a video walkthrough daily log is easy with House Pro. First, open the House Pro mobile app and down at the bottom tap Create. Choose Daily Log, and then choose the project that you want to create a daily log for. Now you'll notice down at the bottom you have a few options. You'll see the camera with the AI Automate Sparkle, and we'll tap there. Now you'll see there's 3 options. I can do a video, I can do a photo, or I can do a walkthrough. The walkthrough will allow me to show my face and the camera at the same time. So I can show my customer exactly what I need to tell them about. Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Robles. Just wanted to update you that we have electrical and mechanical and plumbing roughs all completed. We just put the windows in this week, which is really, really exciting. You can see all the windows are in place. And next we will be moving on to insulation, and we're also going to be working on the siding outside simultaneously. So feel free to pop by for a check-in soon. Things are really moving along. When you're done, tap upload and the video will automatically be saved to your daily log. How's that for client communication? Awesome. Okay, so exciting new functionality there for sure. And then I'll just show you quickly how that translates into the House Pro mobile app. So the daily logs for that specific project are all here. I can actually click and view the full daily log now on my desktop, and it's going to have that video saved to it. I added a little bit of text to say, here's an exciting update. So hopefully the client is willing to open it and read it, right? And then that video is going to be live for me right there, so I can download it myself or watch it quickly to make sure that it checks out. Maybe your superintendent or somebody on the field created the video and you want to watch it in the office, you can do that as well. So really great new functionality there for you guys. So yeah, that is all that I have. So now we'll move on to Katie's portion. She's got some exciting updates too to share.
Awesome. Thank you, Abby. Let me share here. Okay, perfect. You can see my screen?
Yes, you're good.
Okay, great. So to start, we're going to talk about some new financing options that we've recently launched. Some of you may have used or be aware of our Green Sky partnership, which we launched about a year ago to help your clients take on personal loans. But we've recently launched a partnership with Figure, who offers HELOC loans. A HELOC loan is a home equity line of credit. So it's a loan against the home equity you have in your house. So a few benefits to being able to offer this to your clients. It's a great way to help you win more projects as well as bigger projects. And a lot of our customers who have offered financing have been surprised at some of the clients that have been interested in it. You know, even if your client is a doctor or a lawyer, you think they have a lot of money available, just having this option can be a great way to get a bigger project, you know, maybe enable them to do some upgrades that they wouldn't have otherwise done. So if you're in your House Pro here and you go into this financials tab, under client financing, there's this tab here called HELOC. And this just gives some information about the partnership. So for your clients, it's really fast for them to apply. It just takes about 5 minutes and they can get approval quickly. And for you, there's no sign up or any fees needed. So we've actually already embedded this into invoices or estimates that you're sending. So I can show you an example here. If you send an estimate to your client, this is a standard email that we already have. If they scroll down, there's this banner here from Figure where they can click Get My Rate. And then it's also shown on the estimate or on the invoice in the payment settings area. So if for some reason you don't want to offer this to clients, if you don't want it to be available on those documents, on this landing page here, you can scroll down and just click to uncheck that box. And then it will no longer be shown either on the documents or within that email. Again, there's no downside to showing it. I think you'll find that a lot of your clients may ask you about it, may be interested. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to our team. And then we also have a detailed help article and more information here so you can learn more about it. Any questions?
Nope, you're good to keep going.
Okay, we are also going to have a webinar with the Figure team, I believe on April 17th. So if you want to learn more too, look out for an invitation for that. And then on a similar page, we have also launched financing for your business. So this is through our partnership with Stripe. It's called House Pro Capital. And this is for those customers who are already using Stripe for online payments. So if you are eligible, you should be receiving emails on a monthly basis starting back a few months. And the email will provide you with all the details for your loan. So having this option as well can be great for you if you want to hire additional staff, buy new equipment, maybe bridge a temporary cash flow gap. So when you get these emails, you'll see an offer customized for your business. You can go in, browse the details, and decide if it's right for you. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to our team or the Stripe team directly. But we have seen some pretty good adoption on this. And again, just knowing it's an option, even if maybe you don't need it today, in a few months, if you needed to look into anything, we have everything here to help you grow your business. Any questions on that?
Do the HELOC loans work in Canada?
That's a great question. They don't, but we are looking for other potential partnerships there. So if you're interested, that's great to know. Okay, awesome. So now we're going to switch gears a little bit and talk about our new punch list feature. So having a punch list is a great way to manage some of those final outstanding tasks related to a project. So you can make sure that any of those last details are wrapped up for you and your clients. You can both close the project confidently and everyone can move on with their lives. So to create a punch list, you're going to want to go into a specific project. And if you're using our task functionality, it's very similar. They're in the same area here under tasks and punch list. So if you go in here, we go up to punch list. You can create a new punch list item, and then you can assign it either to your team or to your clients directly. So let's say we want to add in a task here. We'll call it confirm dumpster. You can choose who to assign it to. Let's assign it here to Jen. We'll give her a due date of April 1st. You can also click in directly to edit more details. So you can see, you can add a description here. If you wanted to add it to a phase of the schedule, you could do that here. Let's link it to cleanup job site. If you wanted to make it a requirement that they need to add a picture, you can do that as well. So then the task won't be able to be marked complete until that photo is added. And they'll also get notified that they have this punch list item that's required for them. You can also add a task and assign it to your clients if you wanted. So let's say test all appliances. We'll assign that here to our client. You could also assign it to a sub. Similarly, you assign a due date. And then your client will also get a notification. And if you wanted to add in any other details here, you can add comments if there's anything specific you want them to look into. And then that will all be added into their dashboard as well. Any questions?
Can a client create punch list requests?
That's a great question. I don't believe so.
Yeah, I believe that's something that we're planning to add though. So that way you're able to give that permission to them if you want. We have talked about it for sure.
Yes, absolutely. Good to move on?
Yep.
Okay, great. So the next update we're going to talk about is super exciting to our 3D floor plans. So previously, the products that you could add to our floor plan were limited either to the generic products that we had or to the house marketplace products. And now you can convert your own 2D products into 3D. So if you have products that you've clipped or added into your library here, you can easily convert those directly into 3D and have them in your floor plan. So let me show you how to do that. You'll go on this right panel down to My Products, and then every account will have a certain number of credits added to their account. So you can't create an unlimited number of 3D products, but this number here, right now I have 3 credits left. That will customize based on your plan, and then it also renews on a monthly basis. So to get started, you can see all the products that you have in your library. And let's say we want to choose this dishwasher. You click here, convert to 3D. And there's some guidance around the types of products that are best to use. So an image of a single product is best. And there are also some products that work better than others. So let's do something like a dishwasher. That's fairly straightforward. So the first step here is adding a mask, which is basically a cutout of the product. You just click on it, create a mask. Okay, that looks great. If you wanted to reset it or fix it, you can just click reset here. So you'll do it again. And then generate product. So this will just take a few minutes. So I did this earlier and I can show you the output. So once it's done generating, you'll go in, you add some dimensions to it. And then, sorry, I'll go back here. You can see here, this says 3D. So this one was already converted. And if you click up here to 3D products, that will also show you the 3D products that you now have accessible within your library. And then you can add them just the way you would other products, add it here, click into it. You could see it in the dollhouse view, for instance. Oops, I'm trying to move that, but I think you get the gist of it here. There we go. And then it's, again, customizable the same way the other products are that we have in the floor plan. This is a super exciting one. Hopefully you'll all have the chance to try it out. Any questions?
Nope, nothing about that so far.
Okay, great. So then let me just switch screens for one moment. And I'll show you our last updates, which are to the client dashboard. Okay, great. So our client dashboard with In-House Pro creates a one-stop shop for your clients to access all the relevant information for their projects. So instead of you sending them multiple emails or them, texting you late at night to try and find that invoice or that 3D floor plan, they can access everything in their client dashboard. And so we've had this functionality for a while, but just within the last few weeks, we've really updated it to make it more user-friendly and just more comprehensive, both for you as well as for your clients. So if you're in a project, just go here to Client Dashboard. And you can see everything that's been shared to the dashboard. So as you're working on a 3D floor plan or on a schedule, you can publish those to the client dashboard, and then they'll automatically be tracked in here. So you can see, like Abby showed you the contract earlier. If you send it to your client, that will be here in the dashboard along with the status of it. As you share financial documents like estimates or invoices, those will be shown here, as well as those selection boards, mood boards, 3D floor plans, etc. So your client can go in, they can look at everything, they can comment on anything. A few other updates that we've added here is for the custom plans, you can choose a cover image. So you can add, for instance, a visual here, or you can also add a company file. So let's try this background image. Doesn't seem to be working. Let's give this a shot. There we go. You can also customize what's shown to your clients. So if for some reason you don't want to show them the mood board or the selections board, you can just toggle those off and they won't be shown. You can also here add widgets. So if you wanted to add a weather widget, so your clients can see what the weather is as you're working on their project, that may be relevant for them. You can add in a video if you have a video of your company that you wanted to showcase or any other type of video, as well as a text block. So you can add that up here. Maybe we want to say all project details can be found below. And then whenever they go into their client dashboard, they'll have that text block up at the top. And then again, you can preview it. And then if you click share, you can share this with your client. They'll get an email. And then they'll have this one place they can come back to see everything going on with their project. Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for joining and have a great day.
Yes, thank you guys.